Yeah, that was a hard moment because Last was pressuring into his 4th base. But I tell you, overall, I think Horang2 played a very nice game.
Yeah.
They were really pretty close for most of it, and it was a lot of the probes that were getting sniped, I think, that set Horang2 back just enough because he did clear the tanks. He just did it on his 2nd wave instead of his 1st.
Yeah.
On your 1st wave, I give a big edge to Protoss at that point. So I think if he cleans it a little bit,
well,
maybe this next game will go better.
It's funny because it looked at points when you see the armies fighting, it looks even, and then you look at the map and Last has way more, and that's because he's never been losing workers that game.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, I just keep expanding, and all of a sudden I look like I'm the Zerg player. When is a Terran player ever supposed to look like they're the Zergs with the entire map covered in bases? Anyways, we're going to go to Roadkill. Again, winner picks the map, so Last has elected to go on Roadkill. Horang2, I don't know, man. He might want to try to avoid a standard game. After seeing that, Last looked almost too scary.
Yeah. It's those big macro maps that could be very difficult, and I think that is why he got rid of Fighting Spirit anyway. So let's see what he can do on Roadkill. Roadkill definitely, it has some aspects of it that are very good for Arbiters or Carriers to utilize. The low ground main base kind of has a wall around it, right? If you get the right position, you can do that same type of thing where the Carriers go in the main and they're back defending you in like 2 seconds. But it's basically free 3 to 4 bases for Last, so he's going to be able to get very big very fast.
Guys, it's time. Game 2, let's do this. Horang2 versus Last. Okay, we've got Horang2 at 9 o'clock and Last at 6 o'clock. I'm hoping that Horang2 can bring a better game this time around. I kind of, you know, that game had a look to it, Artosis, like, oh, they're just not, he's not very comfortable right now. I thought he was going to be fine, then I looked at it, I'm like, All right.
I love Korea, I love StarCraft.
You're finally here.
Sweden since the beginning. I'm finally here.
And
where are you?
White Raw's back in Ukraine,
Boxer.
right? Boxer's somewhere in Korea. I know that much. Did you guys come from the airport? I see they have their suitcases behind them. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Damn, that's commitment.
That's cool.
We should go steal their luggage while they're watching the games.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Place it with one of my suitcases that I bring to the studio all the time, Artosis.
Yeah, Chase is always just rolling around suitcases. It's really weird.
It's just full of cans of tuna. They like get home and they're like, what? I have no underwear. I've only got cans of tuna. Now, in this game, will Horang2 go for a standard style? Or is he going to go and try to do something cheesy? Go for a proxy Reaver. Maybe do a DT drop.
I guess a problem of this is, right, like, sometimes you have to, if you don't scout Terran right away, you might have to decide beforehand a little bit on your build order.
Yeah.
Last has shown a big range in his TVP lately, and his defense against that Reaver in the last game was about the cleanest that you can do. Like, he had perfectly placed turrets and siege tanks with the vultures mirroring the shuttle, and it was just, there was never a moment that Horang2 could do damage. So it makes me a bit nervous. Like, Last is really looking on his game right now. So what does Horang2 end up doing on this map? I think that maybe getting back into another macro game is kind of okay. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, because...
Gosh, well, we're having really differing viewpoints here. I really feel like he needs to do something way crazier here, but you really feel like he just needs to get back on the horse?
I think Last's defense in the last game was as good as his macro. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, his production was amazing. His command center timings were great. But, like, his defense was peerless. Like, the Reavers flying around with speed.
There was never a moment where a single bruise landed on
nothing.
On Last.
He didn't lose an SCV.
The shuttle comes there, and Last is like, don't!
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, I'm sorry, man.
Or maybe not even don't, but please, yes, do!
Yes.
So I can kill it. And, you know, so I look at that and I say, whereas I thought Horang2 overall played pretty well. He lost a lot of probes on that transfer and stuff, and then to some drops. So maybe, you know, something more mid-game for him.
Yeah, let's see what happens. You think we're going to have carriers again on this map?
You definitely could.
I think this is a map where you can go carriers or arbiters, really.
Yeah, I feel that way as well. I think that carriers can be very abusive here, but
Terran need to be,
I kind of feel arbiter, maybe.
Terran need to be careful being on 2 bases here. The 3rd base can be awkward to take. You can try to take one of these corner bases, but sometimes Protosses can cut you off at the pass.
Yeah. In these spawn spots, I think the 3rd base, the gas 3rd base, is pretty easy for last. And he can take the other base, but it's a mineral only. It's less patches, you know. It's on a high ground, though, so it's not too big of an issue for him to take and then try to push quickly to the natural of Horang2.
So KSCV coming up now.
Fast expansion once again. What?
I don't even know. Okay, this is just going to get in there.
Okay, I wasn't paying 100% attention. Was there already an SCV in there?
I don't know, but it looked like he was going to glide right through, right?
He did glide through the Dragoon. And you
maybe he did have an SCV that came out there and saw
maybe
that.
Yeah, because you could right-click on the mineral patch, and like this is something you absolutely can do, but not if you can't see it. So I don't know. I'm a little bit confused there. I know that there's some glitches with spamming gather to get through stuff occasionally, but I don't think those are allowed anywhere. So, anyways, whatever. Doesn't really matter. You didn't really get that much intel, but it is a quick robo coming up. Reaver again?
I think so. I think we're going to see Reaver every time, man. That just seems to be the way Protosses want to do it. And frankly, man, I really like it.
Yeah, it's good
I'm
stuff.
a big fan of it. I think it makes a lot of sense. You got to be careful. Sometimes they'll just go. Oh, he beat me to it. I was going to say sometimes they'll try to pounce on top of the tank and just take it out.
I feel like
his control is very good. It just pulled away basically immediately.
I feel like you should wait till the 4th goon for that, though.
Yeah, well, 4 Dragoons will 2-shot a tank. But yeah, having 3 volleys is really asking for a lot.
If you get 3 volleys, the Terran truly deserves
you
to
should
lose
actually be out of the game. It's like the most important unit you have right then.
Yeah.
I didn't know. No, so he has that pressure put on the front over here.
Yeah, and that is
now,
Reaver, you're right.
I just feel like even if it's not been scouted, Terran knows that the Reaver drop's coming. I think Snow is the one that really popularizes, by the way. Every time we'd have a game with Snow in it against Terran, he's like, I'm going to do a Reaver. He would make his Robo support bay at the entrance, like where the wall is. He's like, I don't care. This is not a surprise, guys.
That is true. He was really like that. Oh my God, the starport in the center. That's interesting. Okay, so what's going to happen here is he is doing a 2-fact push, so he's going to get there right before Reaver, but he has to battle uphill. So we're going to have to see some very good micro and see how those shots land. And the thing is, the Reaver will come out. So as long as the micro of Horang2's pretty good, he's not going to die to this push. But if he messes up, it could go wrong for sure. The starport follow-up is really interesting, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of scratching my head over this. By the way, here comes that push. There's a spotter probe out here, so he sees what's coming at him. You have to be very good at controlling with your Dragoons. You got to be able to
look at this.
back.
Target, bam, 1 tank
Boom.
gone already.
Beautifully done.
Yeah. A lot of Terrans like to do this 2-factory play on this map, and losing that first tank, it's a little bit painful, I would say.
Okay, here comes the shuttle with the Reaver.
It doesn't have the Reaver
yet.
yet.
It does not have a Reaver
I
yet.
don't think so. I think the Reaver comes out pretty soon if it's not out already, though. It must have the Reaver yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's going over there, unless he's really trying to fake him out.
Well, the probes get pulled. Let's see what he gets done here. Those pylons actually really in the way.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
is there a Reaver in here? Is there nothing in here?
He wants to get the real hit, right?
Okay, here we go. Beautifully done. Okay, Horang2 might be able to just take this game.
Well, how much did he lose at home, actually? Looks like he lost a lot as well.
Yeah, but the thing is that this is just, oh my God. Okay, not the best targeting there, but he's still going to be able to do a lot more damage now.
Oh man, that siege tank has 1 goon hit left.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh, this
Here
is
we
getting
go.
brutal.
Oh my God.
Oh.
It does not connect. Dud Scarab.
That was important for him.
Okay, he is actually doing so much damage. I am feeling it for the Protoss here, man. This is the dream come true.
But
Look,
he did lose a lot of probes, right?
Oh.
That's a dangerous game right there.
Okay, so the Wraith is out, so he's just going to drop another. Oh, wow, he actually picked it up. Kind of messed that up.
Yeah, I've never seen a Horang2 Reaver not die inside the shuttle. But what he was trying to do against the mine, by the way, is you can get the mine to explode and not hurt the unit. It's really hard to do.
It's one of the hardest timed out things to try to pull off. It was kind of interesting that was his approach.
Yeah. He was going for style points there. But the Reaver did well.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He's making another shuttle here. He's going to have shuttle speed. The Wraith can chase it away, but it's not...
Shuttle speed, you're not completely afraid of the Wraith.
No, you're fine with it. You can just keep flying around and trying to get into different angles. But the dropship play, actually...
Yeah.
I mean, Protoss is kind of low on Dragoons, right? So...
Yeah, and he has nothing in his main base.
Yeah.
But when you see the Wraith come in, you haven't seen the starport. Whenever you see a starport placed like that, it's because they want to drop you and they don't want you to know that it's coming.
Yeah, but of course he did see a Wraith come out on the map, so
yeah.
he probably has to know. But
he should, but I think it's been so hectic he hasn't thought of it. Okay. Text that this is occurring.
Is there an observer out on the map?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one. Okay. So he's going to have that come out here. Again, getting more workers.
It's a lot of damage.
And look at this. Terran, I think, is being pretty smart. He just backs up, says, okay, I've done my damage. Let me just try to get further ahead now. And this is eventually cleaned up.
Okay, let's figure out who's actually ahead right now.
Yeah, this is kind of been a weird game.
Okay, so Lass has 2 facts. Does he have an armory up?
Protoss has invested into a Stargate, but does not quite have the funds to go right into carrier.
This feels close to me.
Yes, I think it is Artosis.
Yeah, I think maybe Horang2 is just slightly ahead, in my opinion, because he has a bit more tech. And there's there's no armory, and there's only 2 facts, and there's only 2 command centers.
Can he do a bust over here?
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, it's just, this has become so popular now.
Yeah.
Where we just see it, and I'm so used to saying this never works, and then I see it work. So
yeah, no, he can't. No.
Well, that just seems like that's too many vultures next to those tanks.
He better not even try. Horang2, I want this to go to 5 games. Don't you dare fly that shuttle in there.
Well, especially if he's going carriers behind this.
Yeah.
If he's going carriers behind this, he tries to bust him, and nothing. It's like, well, you just have whatever the Dragoons are that are back at home.
Okay, so I think that this 2 Stargate carrier call is actually quite good because the factory count is so low, and with no armory, he's not going to have a 2-1 timing, and he's not going to have a big push. This is a slow 3rd command center. Yeah, I think this is a great call by Horang2. If he can just ever so slightly slow Last down, just keep Last a little bit busy, I think he gets to 4 carriers, no problem.
Yeah, I think you're right. So he's coming in here, taking a look. Terran Academy's finally started, kind of a really bumpy game that we've had where both sides have taken so much damage so quickly. Now, you need to have about 4 carriers before you can really do much of anything as far as a head-to-head fight. Now, with 2 carriers, you can try to come into the main here and just start dropping Reavers.
Yeah.
And I don't see any reason why he wouldn't do that,
As if they're scouted, 100% do it.
Yeah, you just send them over there.
If they aren't, I can see an argument for waiting for 4, because if you come out with 4 carriers and Terran doesn't know you're going carriers, well, that's generally a lost game for Terran at that point. You're going to do so much damage before they get enough to fight them off. It's crazy.
Okay, let's see how many shots. All right, misses
2,
2, hits 2. Yeah,
that's about
here comes another drop over here.
Ooh.
All right, we have some Dragoons coming down. And it looks like he's not going to be able to save these vultures, but, just taking out any probes, it's pretty worth it. Keep in mind, though, if you do this too much as Terran, sending vultures out like this, you will not have that many vultures with your main army.
It's true.
So sometimes it looks like it's going great, and then you see the push come, and there's 6 vultures, there's more vultures than there are tanks, and then, the Protoss still has a big army and runs you over, so you got to be careful about that. Now, it seems like, it seems like we're going to have the 3rd base taken, and what is kind of it makes sense to take it here in some senses, but also you can definitely storm that. You can hit that with carriers from a distance. There's a lot of ways to harass the Terran in that spot.
Well, I think in these spots, this is going to be really good for Last, just because he can do a full-on push directly towards Horang2. Horang2's going 2-base carrier. If Horang2 was at 12 o'clock going 2-base carrier in this exact same position, I think suddenly this 3rd base is bad. But because he can rally through this base and attack, I think that's really good for Last. It's like he's basically going to be defended while attacking because of where he took it. So if he just sits on attack upgrades, skip your armor upgrades, you don't have that much gas, siege tanks, Goliaths, vultures, make turrets on your way over, this push is something that could end it for Horang2.
Okay, Horang2 wants to keep these Reavers just out of range. This is a great way to get free kills on vultures or anything else that comes out. I feel like this is one of the first techniques that we really started to see good players use, was this Reaver. And it's this style of just having the Reavers in the shuttle just outside of range.
Yeah, actually, he was doing it so well in the Fortress game with his carriers and everything and the jumping back.
Yeah.
It actually gave me bad flashbacks of playing against Smuffed.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was
really good at that.
Okay, there's another drop coming in here. You know, a lot of times when you see drop ships, one thing you might want to throw down as Protoss is just a forge. Get 1 or 2 cannons.
Yeah.
You can, of course, leave Dragoons there to try to defend, but then, you know, when you're trying to come in here and attack them or surround them, the Dragoons can not be enough, like we're seeing right here.
All right, so he sees 2 carriers are already out. This is some great scouting intel and a ridiculous amount of damage for this draw. Man, I tell you, Horang2 does lose a lot of probes to Vultures in Game 1 and Game 2
yes.
now. This is...
not the best defense, really. I'm worried that this game is slowly going in the direction of what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah.
Where he just gets more stuff. And Horang2's like, wow, you're lapping me in this race, and then leaves the game.
Yeah.
But let's see what goes on with these carriers over here. He's going to try to hit the eBay. He should have the shuttle come in. There it is. Oh, my God, but there's more Vultures hitting the main right now.
Luckily, a photon cannon's being warped in, and he's busy elsewhere, so not targeting very well.
Where'd that shuttle go?
Oh,
he's over there.
In the mineral line.
Nicely done.
Well,
must have had 2 shuttles there.
Yeah, he's actually getting...
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Whoa! Those are 6 Scarabs right there. Really bruises a lot and gets a good amount of SCVs.
Okay, that was a shocking amount of workers that was killed off there.
That was nice.
Now, I don't know about Horang2 taking this base close to the center. I feel like that is so easy for Terran to push. I think it might have been better to take the upper left or maybe the northern main.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think he's trying to take it close just because he needs to defend everything with carriers while attacking.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Last is so close to him, and Last has more supply. Like, if Last gets that close to Horang2, I think the game ends. Like, Horang2 needs to just non-stop be hitting him from here on out.
Okay, now we've got the carriers merging up over here. And he's going to just try to take out some of these SCVs or the tank that's over here.
Ooh, good pick. Yeah, get anything at this point. Just get value out of these carriers over and over. Last has been on 3 base for a while now. He's got his double armor. He's got a strong army. He's up like 30 supply, man. That is so scary for a Protoss.
Yeah, you know, these Goliaths can't quite get grouped up in such a position where they're viable. You know, you see more and more coming up here, and this means that the Dragoons can come in. Keep in mind if the, oh my God, hold on. There's suddenly all these tanks above this. I did not see that until they shot.
That is such a funny place to move the tanks around, but it works really well. Horang2 does not realize and doesn't rotate the carriers to fight them. He's picking off Goliaths.
Now, if he wins the fight and takes out the Goliaths, then suddenly all the tanks die. So
yeah, generally you don't win that fight. It's normally you're trying to kill tanks with the carriers so that your ground army can kill the Goliaths. He's kind of going about it the other way. He's like, let me just win the air and then I win. But that means that the gateway units aren't really doing much for him right now.
Okay, he's chased the Vultures away. Yeah. I don't know if Last is going to try to push out further, but we do see, supply-wise, that Last is outgrowing Horang2 here. And it's kind of weird, because even though a lot of these fights look kind of even, and Horang2 is kind of hanging on, as minute goes by, minute after minute, suddenly it's like Last has consumed the entire map. So, and I think we're starting to get to that point here now.
Yeah, the fact that he's getting turrets down over here, like he's got mines all over the place. Horang2 is in so much trouble. This is another game where, like, if he wins, he is a God King, man.
Okay, he's coming forward now. Now, as I was saying before, you know, when Horang2 expands that location close to the center, it's really easy to reach for the Terran. It's a very short push.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to try to come in here and take this out. Let's see if Horang2 can do it.
Now look at that shuttle just sitting, chilling over absolutely everything. It looks like the entire ground army going to be basically picked off here.
Yeah, I think that Horang2 needed to pull back some of those Dragoons.
Yeah.
The carriers can actually win the fight. The Dragoons need to stay back so the Goliaths can't extend forward. Now the shuttle goes down. You know, Horang2 seems like he's a good player, but he's not quite fast. Fast enough compared to some of the other players we have here.
It's funny. He's got some pretty good APM, but yeah, like maybe even a poor decision there. Just what you said is exactly it. His Dragoons are sitting there fighting siege tanks. You pull the Dragoons back, so if the Goliaths come too far, the Dragoons fight with the Goliaths. It's supposed to be carriers fight tanks, army fights Goliaths. That's like what you're looking for the most part, especially if you don't have speed lots.
Okay, he's actually taken out, well, this is it, man. He has to make this work here now.
I mean, he's killing a lot of Goliaths, but as soon as... he's got a very red carrier in there, too, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I just don't think we've quite clicked on it. The problem is he's also not mining. He's going to have to move those Dragoons up there. I mean, basically, Lass is now going to be mining more than his opponent, because Lass is taking that bottom right location. And, you know, as long as those armories are spinning down there inside the natural base of Lass, he's eventually going to have 3-3 here. And, I mean, Protoss does not have upgrades in this situation. So he's going to try to do this counterattack over here towards the main, which I think will cause Lass to go barreling into the main base here. That's going to be a GG.
It's
okay, 2-0 right now.